Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam. Turn it up, it's the Pancake and Power Slam show. Turn it up.
Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for episode 605 of the Pancakes and Power Slam show. Of course, we got some fun tonight, as we do always. We're going to be ranking the Crown Jewel 2023 matches. So let's get going, ranking the Crown Jewel 2023 matches. Of course, hashtag Ask Doc, hashtag Ask Doc. We're going to have some fun with each match with the Crown Jewel. So with that being said, we are going to go. We got the PNP Nation already ready to rock and have some fun with us as we do each and every week. Of course, be sure to hit that subscription button. Be sure to hit that sub button if you haven't yet. And we're going to have a lots of fun as we do always. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do as I do have been doing over the past few weeks with the ranking systems. So I'm going to continue to rank stuff just like I do. So we have just like, let's see, we have the categories of I made a little bit of a change this week. So we have Kane like fire, shucky ducky, quack quack good. We have dark match decent. We have mid, and we also have, of course, Duke the dumpster trash. So those are the categories for this week, just like we do every single week with the categories of the Crown Jewel match. All right, PNP Nation, how y'all doing over here? What's going on? See people loading up, lots and lots of fun. Rorito is in the building, Abs in the building, Rollins in the building. Took a little break because he said he took a little break because of the work, because of the current WWE product. I don't blame you one bit. I agree with you. It's been very weak for sure. All right, let's get into the rankings. We're going to start off with the pre-show match, Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. All right, so the match was, started off, it was a good way to start off the show. Sami Zayn came out, and after so long of having it coming to Saudi events, and that going from that to coming to Saudi events now and actually having a great time. You know, Sami Zayn was feeling it. He was excited. You know, he was, you know, you could tell that he was very, very excited about having another opportunity to go to the crowd and appease the crowd. I'm getting my there we go. There's my background music. So you can tell that he was excited. All right. But I mean, I was watching the of course watching the show, watching the match, and it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. You know, Sami Zayn ended it with an actual Blue Thunder Bomb. Usually, that particular move is actually like a setup move, but he actually was able to pin JD McDonough because of it. So that was really interesting. I would put this match. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm on the fence between these two here. It wasn't Shucky Ducky Quack Quack good, but it was dark match decent. You know, I think it was. I think it was fitting to be a part of the um pre-show. So I'll give it dark match decent. It wasn't the best. It wasn't Shucky Ducky Quack Quack good. But at the same time, you know, it was dark match decent. All right, we'll get to the particular. Oh, thought it was mid. Thought it was mid. I thought it was under decent. Rollins says, "What's going on? Slowly getting back into watching shows. Nice, nice. Good to have you back, Rollin. Good to have you back." Rorito giving me his 8 worst to best. Nice. All right, so we got. We'll get to yours at the end. All right, so we'll go one by one. All right, so we'll go next. The next match of the show, actually, the first match on the card was Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. So I think, you know, there's not much to say bad about this other than the fact that I wanted Drew to win personally. But I think with the video package that he had, it made much sense for him to win. I think he should have won. I definitely think he should have won. I don't think it was a good call. I don't think it was the best idea for him not to win because I do think Seth Rollins, I personally think the era of Rollins is just kind of, it's not the I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you. I'm just, you know, he's had the title for since May. You know, it's November, so he's had the title for 6 months now, and hasn't really done much for me. I mean, his only real angle has been Shinsuke Nakamura. That's had some legs to it. That's gone for a while, and you know the story arc behind that was his back is messed up. So I mean, they haven't really done a really good job with making Seth Rollins like a standout world champion. It just seems like they, you know, because Seth Rollins has been there for so long and has been such a contribution to the product, they just wanted to throw a belt on him just because, just as a thank you. It still feels like a consolation prize belt. It doesn't feel anywhere close to Roman Reigns' type of status or prestige. And so that's an issue to me. You know, it feels like a workhorse championship, and the world title shouldn't feel that way. I think, you know, Seth Rollins getting off of Seth Rollins would make it feel bigger because there hasn't been much to it. So I'm just not intrigued. If it was, I just want him to drop the title personally. And I think Drew would have been a really good person to drop it to. But at the same time, you know, with talks of Drew McIntyre still not renew his contract, you know, WWE doesn't have enough faith in the status of his contract to put the title on him. I understand it. So because he's not, rumored to not sign his contract, not negotiate a new contract, they're just going to put him in, marquee spots just from the lose matches. Now, Drew's win-loss record has been very unimpressive on the win column recently, which is unfortunate because Drew's a machine. So with that being said, I do think I would put this match undoubtedly as Shucky Ducky Quack Quack good. It was a really, really good match, so I'm definitely going to give them all the props in the world because they deserve it. It was a really good match, which I think it was worth watching. Next, we have the second match of the card, which was this one. It was the women's match. It was the 5-way. And, this match was actually pretty cool. I'll give it to them. There was a lot involved in the match. And, I'm happy that they showcased the woman in Saudi. Rhea's look was killer. It was a really good look. It's it was a crow style look. It was a good way to, respect the culture. The woman's fully dressed and fully clothed. And it was a really good way to put a gimmick to, having to wear sleeves and being fully clothed as far as from the top down. The way that she was able to do that was great. I think it was cool. So many times, you're putting Raquel Rodriguez in those spots, man. I do think that WWE isn't really doing a really good job at all, really building her up. I think that Raquel Rodriguez could be the next big baby face. They can do a lot with her. When she was in NXT, she was super over because they plugged her and they booked her very well. Main roster, not so much. And I think that if there's anyone who legitimately, as a babyface, if there's anyone who legitimately looks like they can beat Rhea Ripley and have that babyface pulled to her becoming the champion, I think it's Raquel Rodriguez. And I also think that she should win the Royal Rumble. That would be my pick to win the Royal Rumble. Early pick to win the Royal Rumble. I think it should be Raquel Rodriguez. But I do think it's going to be Becky Lynch. Or somehow Becky Lynch will win in the number one contender spot, and we'll probably get Becky versus Rhea. Sure, there's money on the table there, but no. I'd rather for it to be somebody new, to beat Rhea, to get the Rhea rub. I do think that Charlotte Flair should beat Io Sky and turn heel. And I do think that Charlotte Flair should go against Bianca Belair for the title. And Bianca chase the title. I do think that would be pretty cool. I do think that Becky Lynch versus Rhea has money written all over. It is a WrestleMania style match, but give the love to Raquel. But with that being said, I do think that this match was actually, I think it was good, man. It was a good match. Rhea taking the spot at the end. Actually Zoe Stark taking the spot at the end. It was a good spot, and the way that they finished it was pretty good. So yeah, I think it was a good match. All right, next on the card, let's see what we have on the PMP Nation. What we got? Decent. Gave the match decent. All right. I love the stage and diamond LED board. Jade Cargill to win the Rumble. Not interested. Definitely not interested in that. I thought the Drew and Rollins match was good. Nice. All right, next on the card, we have John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. So here's the thing with John Cena, man. He oftentimes gets flack of being, 5 moves of doom and stuff like that, and being not the best in the ring. And I agree with that. But at the same time, when John puts a lot of work and effort in having a good match. He has I'll give it to John Cena, man. I've given John Cena a lot of flack over the years and didn't like John Cena as a character for a long time. Now it's more on the neutral standpoint. But I do think, I will give him credit, man. I'll give him credit for knowing how to have a match that causes the fans to be really involved into it. So I think it's great, man. I think it's good. I've grown to respect John Cena because of his contributions. I still do criticize, though. I still do criticize John Cena having. I'm just not a big fan of the Cena era as far as how much it's caused fans to just completely lose interest in the product overall, man. Took a big dive, took a big plunge as far as viewership during the Cena era. But Hall of Famer for sure. He's become a legend, and he put Solo Sikoa over. I was talking about a previous show with my show with Bill Apter. I said that I do think that this is going to lead to John Cena versus Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania. I think that this made Solo look good, and I think that John Cena will get a win at WrestleMania against Solo Sikoa. So that's my prediction. So with that being said, with what I think is going to happen, I do think that this match was a good match, man. It was a good match. I'll give it to the WWE for giving us a good match, and John Cena did a pretty good job. And the way that they plugged Solo Sikoa being a monster, I think it was good. Cena looking very old now. Bald spot a lot worse. He's a lot of muscle. Yeah, he has lost a lot of muscle. Becky Lynch still a draw. Why did the company banish her to NXT for a while? Can't imagine Cena, Lesnar, or Batista ever going back to OVW for even a day, much less a few months. Fair point. Is she still a draw? I think that the WWE still looks at her as a draw. I think that Becky Lynch went over to NXT to boost ratings because honestly, I think that along with that star-studded NXT was WWE's last-ditch effort to really make NXT look good for USA Network. But of course, now PW Insider is reporting that it's going to be on the CW, which oddly enough is going to be the home for the NWA. We got some competition going on there, both being aired on CW. Although, of course, there's the rumors about the CW app only doing NWA because of the cocaine, whatever it was, snorting spot, whatever it was with Father James Mitchell. So does that mean that NWA's lost their television spot? I'll be talking to EC3 about that coming on our show coming up soon. So we'll see what that leads us to. But is she still a draw? I think that the fans aren't nowhere near behind her as much as they used to be, for one, and for two, I think if you build up a Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, I think it would draw WrestleMania style. So watched Pancakes Parsons last week. You finally denounced this farce of a title run and called for Roman Reigns to finally drop the title. I wouldn't mind if they'd stripped him. Yeah, I agree, man. It's just, yeah, it is a farce of a run. I mean, the fact that he's barely, defended the championship. And at first I was like, you know what? I like Roman Reigns' run. I like the fact that he's not there all the time. It makes him feel bigger. But come on now, you've had the title. You've had some variation of the championship. You had the Universal Championship, and then you merged them. You had some variation of the title now since the day after SummerSlam 2020. Yeah, 2020. They were still in the Thunderdome. a day after a week after SummerSlam Payback of 2020. So 3 years and 3 months you've had the undisputed title, and then you beat Brock Lesnar to unify the world title, the WWE title with it. So 3 years plus, you've defended the title like 50 some odd times. Are you kidding? Like after 1,100 days, 55-ish defenses, man. Like and like I said before, I don't mind Roman Reigns taking time off. You know, if he's still sick or still, having some immune stuff, I don't mind any of that, man. Just don't carry the title. Drop the title. So that becomes a huge issue for me. Was it real cocaine? I don't know. I'll find out. I'll find out. It doesn't seem like she boosted. No, I don't. I don't think she does. I don't think she did, at least. Ricky thought Cena's solo was good. I agree. I think it was good. All right, next we have the next match on the card, which was Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. I was a big fan of this match just because I think it's a great call for Logan Paul to win the championship. I think it's not only makes a heel the champ for them to find someone to chase the title, and mark my words, I do think it would be LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the US title at WrestleMania. Big spot for LA Knight. Definitely on the mic. They both feel like that on the mic, kind of big, kind of star type of feel to them. I think they gel. They look on paper, they look like they gel well together, especially with mic work leading up to WrestleMania. There's your moment for LA Knight to shine, becoming a US champion, at a WrestleMania. I think it's money, and I think someone like a Logan Paul having the title is great, as far as just crossover appeal. I think it's fantastic, man. I'm a fan of it. I like the idea. I like the fact that they did that. One of the biggest things that's been the talk of the town was the fact that Logan Paul saved Rey Mysterio from probably breaking his neck. So I think it was Chucky Ducky Quack good. It was a good match. Logan Paul just continues to impress me. I think that he's someone who's really taken his opportunity to wrestle, to cross over and transition into pro wrestling. I think he's taken that seriously. And when someone's coming from outside of WWE into WWE and taking it seriously, you get mad respect from me, because Logan Paul doesn't need WWE. WWE needs Logan Paul. Same thing with Pat McAfee. I respect the heck out of him too, because he took it seriously too. I respect that. I do. I respect that. Someone coming in and taking it seriously, not just getting a buck. It's not just making a few guest spots because he's got some pull from a social media perspective. No, man, he's coming in, he's training, he's looking just as good. Only being in the business for a couple of years for a cup of coffee and looking better than, even from a heel perspective, even from a mic work perspective, looking better in 2 years than a lot of people back there have looked in 10, so mad respect from Logan Paul. I think he I think he earned the US title. I'm totally fine with it. And kudos to him from me. And I think it will lead up to a really good match against LA Knight at WrestleMania. All right, next we have Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. I do think that this match was pretty good. I wish that this match would have been here's honestly, this is what I wish that would have happened. Seth Rollins beat Drew. I wish that Damian Priest would have casted in against Seth Rollins beat Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel, and then Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes would have been for the title instead. I think that would have been a pretty cool idea. Something different, something to appease the crowd, something that cause some type of buzz, man, because you want people to start buying these PLEs because you don't know what to expect. When it's so unpredictable, you're like, no need to buy no need to, get Peacock or anything like that, because I can just watch Raw and they'll show clips of it, and it's nothing surprising. You're expecting every result. But if they would have if Seth would have beat Drew, and then Damian Priest would have came in and casted against Seth Rollins and became champ for like an hour, and then Priest, because he wouldn't have wasted his cash in. And I don't think Damian Priest is there yet as far as like that main event talent. You don't want to just throw it on him. And so I think it would have been cool if Damian Priest would have been champ for an hour or so. And then the match between Priest and Cody would have been a world title match. And then Cody would have been world champion, and there you go. There's your opportunity for Cody to be world heavyweight champion. And, there you go. I think that would have been a great idea. Real quick, do you think it's good for CW to have a deal with WWE for NXT? I mean, NXT is not really bringing anything to the table, but I guess CW's, they're a comparable channel, but they don't have like huge, like marquee flagship shows, not to my knowledge. So I suppose. I think we'll get Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny, not for the title though. Thought Logan Ray was good. Roman dropped the title, that hurt his character. I think it would make him feel like Brock and others, just that pop up. I don't think he already feels like a pop up, honestly. The People's LA Knight. LA Knight would raise NXT ratings, but WWE needs him on the main roster. They didn't need Becky Lynch. They sent her NXT. I don't even know if LA Knight will raise them, actually. Ricky thought Coley Push was good. My new QB, Ryan Levis. Huge potential. They're going to start him. So I think that's a great deal. Logan Paul's a millionaire and WWE are down. WWE needs Logan Paul more than they need Becky Lynch right now. Becky Lynch had her days. She left maternity and lost her mojo. Yeah. Agree. All right. Let's see. We have So the Cody match. I needed to do the women's matchup. Bianca Belair versus EO. I think that was before Cody and that was before Cody and Priest. So we'll get to that one actually. Let's get to that one. Bianca Belair versus EO Sky. Here's the thing with this one real quick. I'm a huge fan of Bianca Belair, as many say. EO Sky is really solid in the ring. I think this match was just really confusing, though. Lots of, belly interfering, Kairi Sane coming in. And to me, this is what ruined this match for me. You want to protect Bianca Belair. She's the baby face. You want to work on not having her get pinned. A count out causes her not to win the title. It also protects Bianca Belair and it protects EO Sky. So why in the world would you have Kairi Sane? And Kairi Sane should be the one that costs Bianca Belair the championship. And that would have really been showcased if Bianca Belair would have been attacked so much that she wasn't able to continue the match and she would have got counted out. That would have been the ideal way to protect Bianca Belair and have a lot of more impact in the Kairi Sane return. But somehow the WWE decided to book Bianca Belair popping up at 9 when it's about to do count out, and then sliding in the ring, rolling over to a moonsault, and then getting pinned. I think that was a horrible, horrible ending to book for the match. You should have just had Bianca Belair get counted out, because typically when people get count outs, that leads to boos, and that would have booed Io Sky, who you want to make the heel, and Kairi Sane, who's the heel. So why in the world would you have a spot of Bianca Belair hurrying up, sliding in the ring to get a moonsault and pin? I think that was a horrible idea. So because of that ridiculous spot, I'm going to give it mid. Very, very horrible spot. Very, very horrible spot. All right, we're going to go to Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Like I said, bells and whistles to this match. It was a solid match overall, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it was a good match with Cody winning, lots of false finishes, and doing the reckoning versus the Crossroads. It was cool. I think it was a good match. I give it Chucky Ducky Quack Quack good. Didn't really mean much, it was just the whole finish the story, continuation for Cody Rhodes. They're just kind of putting fillers out there to see if The Rock confirms or not for WrestleMania. If he doesn't confirm, all of these wins are racking up to finish the story. If he does, win, or if The Rock does confirm, then somehow they'll branch Cody off somewhere, and he'll have a WrestleMania match somewhere else. All right, let's end up with Roman Reigns versus LA Knight. Yeah. Roman Reigns, man, puts together matches. LA Knight, like I said before, I'm not as critical as everybody else is as far as just the criticisms of him, mimicking The Rock in Austin and all that. I don't mind that. People do that all the time. But LA Knight he's okay in the ring. He's not the best. He's not bad. He's not bad at all, but he's okay in the ring. He's okay. Roman Reigns is really good. I think Roman Reigns is fantastic. I think I've said this before. He's criminally underrated as a seller. I think him and Brock Lesnar are two of the most criminally underrated sellers in all of professional wrestling. And I think that he did a really good job making LA Knight look like a star, which heel should do. So I give it, I think because of that, it was a solid match. Ending was decent. Tired of Jimmy Uso looking after all the bloodline gimmick, and after all these years of the bloodline story, now you're having Jimmy look like some type of peasant. I think that's ridiculous. Like, why are you having him look like a peasant? And yeah, I mean that's very odd. So that is my rankings right now. That is my rankings for tonight when it comes to the Crown Jewel matches. I hope you guys had a great time. I'll be heading over to the after party for a little bit of Q&A. Let's hurry up and address a few of these questions before I head over to the after party. Of course, you can ask me questions for me to answer all of them on the after party. Let's address a few of these real quick. Don't understand why WWE has Logan Paul use brass knuckles if he's supposed to knock out Power. It makes no sense. I would have wear gloves. He finally gets revealed he used knuckles. That would have been a nice twist to it. That would be a nice twist. Taking Kyrie before she left, yeah, which is weird. And who's the baby faces here? Are you making Bailey a face again? But Bailey was a heel that took out Kyrie, but Kyrie attacked. Bianca Belair, just weird, confusing. All right, last question I'll address here. Do I think Gunther and Raquel should win the Royal Rumble? I think Raquel should win. Gunther, I'm not so sure about, because I like when baby faces win, so they chase. I think Royal Rumble winners should be baby faces for the most part. Some heels, but mostly baby faces, so they can chase the champion. I think that I'm a big fan of that. So Gunther winning, maybe like an elimination chamber for a number one contender for the other title or something like that. But the thing is, if it's Gunther Seth, which I wouldn't necessarily mind, but I think it should be. See, that my thing is, I think that Cody should have won the title at Crown Jewel, and I think that Cody and Gunther should have been for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, and then Gunther beat Cody and win the world title. Man, that would have been my take. Ultimate Warrior did it. I mean, he had a lengthy reign as Intercontinental Championship, lost the title, then won the world title. I mean, that's old school, man. All right, y'all. Fun time as always. I'm heading over to the after party. Be sure to join me, Pancakes and Power Slams, patreon.com/pancakes and power slams. The patrons gets first dibs on the rankings. Of course, this is the foreseeable format for PNP. Of course, I'll be getting the chats questions as much as I can. We'll save a lot of the questions for the after party. And of course, I give inside information on the after party, answer questions, and have a lot of fun. And you get to be on the screen live with me, having a lot of fun. For those who do it every week or are part of the after party, let them know. Of the patrons that I have, let them know we have a great time. So come join us. It's less than $1 a week. We have a lot of fun. You get some inside information. You get some exclusive interviews, lots of fun material over at the after party. So we'll be doing that, doing some Q&A. And of course, we also have live interviews. We've done that before with people on the screen with the wrestler. Of course, I got a Rolodex full of wrestlers to have fun. That's what we do at the after party. So come join us. This is the foreseeable future format of PNP. I have a lot of fun doing this every single week. So I'll be ranking weekly. So be sure to share it out to people and let people know about it. It's cool. We're have a lot of fun as we do as always. This is 605 episodes in the books. Until next time, enjoy your week of wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. So